bit of an unusual day today. Well, it's not. Well, it is.
It is. It's definitely unusual.
It's we're just about to start our cruise for the day, and it is about 6 p.m. We've never done this.
No, it's a late cruise. It is still a summer day, so we've got a few hours of sunlight. We're in Leek. We've been in Leek for quite a few days. I had to go to an appointment today.
Yeah, so Mike had to get 2 buses and a train to get to Wolverhampton, which is why we've been here for a few days. And I really like it here. Like, these moorings are pretty quiet. I mean, they're full, but the whole area is really quiet. We're opposite a field where there's some horses. Yeah. It's really industrial, just the end of the canal.
Every so often a big crane comes up at a wrecking yard just south of the canal, and it is a little bit of, obvious sound, but it doesn't really distract you or anything. So it's actually really nice. And when the horses came down, it was like, oh, such pretty horses. And
there's a few people that use the towpath, but not really that many, and hardly any boats come down here, so there's no passing traffic.
Pretty much everybody turns at the winding hole right here and either leaves or comes onto one of these moorings in front of us.
So, it's a little bit far from town. It's a good half-hour walk to town.
It's about a 15-minute walk to the Morrisons and a B&M, which is like a sort of discount household shop. But then it's about another 10 minutes walk into the town proper.
But the town is really, really nice.
Yeah, they do nice oatcakes at one of the pubs.
I can't remember which one. But we went there the other day when it was my birthday, and we had a really lovely walk in, and we sat outside the pub, and then it started raining. Then it really started raining.
Major downpour.
So that wasn't so good.
If you need to get anything scanned, go to the Ryman's first.
Not the print shop.
Long story.
But yeah, I totally recommend coming down the Leek Arm. Yeah, it has been raining since we got here, and obviously it was all the rain that hampered our attempt to get down the Frog Hall Basin. But it's rained on and off since, but we've looked online and it looks like the water levels have gone down. So we're going to try and go back down there. But today we're going to go either to the junction or a little bit further.
Yeah. And this is just to position ourselves for tomorrow.
Because it's quite a long way.
Which is kind of the only other day in the next week that is currently showing as not a lot of rain. So hopefully tomorrow morning we can make a run for Frog Hall Basin.
Yeah.
And But first, to do the Silver Propeller Challenge, you need to go to all of the locations that are mentioned on their map and list. And this one here for Leek says the end of navigation, which is around this corner.
For 45-foot boats. For other boats, it says the turning point.
No.
We're beyond the turning point. But
that just says that you can turn there. It doesn't say. It says you can't turn down there. It says you can turn there, but the end of the basin is that way. It's the same at the Frog Hall end.
So guess what we're doing? We're reversing to the end of the arm.
Yeah.
Well, I say we.
I am reversing as far as the end of the arm.
Me and George are just going to watch and shake our heads in despair.
Dismay, possibly. But despair as well, because, you couldn't be sadder, I suppose. So,
let's go.
Off we go the wrong way.
And then that way.
And then the correct way.
Through the tunnel and to the junction.
In the late evening. George is most confused. We've never set off this late in the day before.
Confused, but just as excited.
It really is such a shame that the navigation beyond here was filled in the 1960s. It makes us appreciate even more the efforts that went into reopening Leek Branch to this point. It could so easily have been lost too. So there we have it. End of the navigation in Leek. As far as you can go. Can't go no further. No more room for a boat. Unless you were a very small boat. You can fit under that thing right there.
If you visit the Caldon Canal, we really do recommend coming down the Leek Branch.
Like we said, the visitor moorings after Bridge 9 are lovely and peaceful, but there are also some rural moorings before the tunnel. Goodbye, pretty horsies. Back through the Leek Tunnel while Joe and George walk over the top. It's only 120 meters long and very straight, so you can easily see if someone is coming. Not that I would really be expecting anyone at this time of the day. Most people are sensibly moored up. There's another turning point here right at the southwest end of the tunnel.
It's about 3 miles back to the junction with the Cordon Canal, and George and I enjoy the evening walk. The towpath is wide and paved, and there are quite a few joggers out too.
The Leek Branch definitely feels a little less spacious than the Caldon Canal. It's fairly narrow and shallow in places. There are lots of permanent moorings here as well. Back past the big houses with the canal side gardens. We had thought that traveling in the evening would mean that we wouldn't meet any other boats. We were wrong. This one is making use of the winding hole by Horsebridge. I wait while he turns. Then he waves me past.
It's a glorious evening, and such a novelty for us to be cruising at this time of day.
Across Hazelhurst Aqueduct. It really is much more spectacular from below.
I had wondered if we'd take one of the moorings before the junction, but Michael is keen to go down the Hazelhurst locks. I suppose it will mean that there are 3 less locks to do tomorrow.
Rather than going up to the winding hole like last time, I make the sharp turn and Joe has got the top lock ready for us.
How nice does the turnover bridge look in the evening sun?
This is the 3rd time we've done these locks this week, and no doubt we will be coming back through them in a few days.
Maybe we should film in the evening more often. The light's just lovely.
there's the aqueduct that we just cruised across. I'd better not make Joe walk any further. This mooring will do nicely. Shalom!
Michael tricked me.
How did I trick you?
Should we go for an evening cruise? Oh yeah, we could just go to the end of the Leek Branch by the junction and moor there for the night.
Yeah, and what else did I suggest in the text message?
Go down 3 locks.
No. There was the suggestion of Frog Hall, and you responded with, ah! And I was all like, I'm kind of serious, but okay.
Were you?
Sure. Yeah, no, not really. But, I mean, you know.
Anyway, we ended up doing 2 locks. 3 locks.
3 locks.
I quite liked it. I quite like this evening cruising. The only thing is, I'm always anxious about where we're going to moor for the night.
Yeah.
And it was fine. We got mooring.
It's totally fine. The pub back there is a wee bit on the crowded side at the moment. I was kind of hoping we'd have a cider or something.
See if
I
we
could actually use one.
Really?
Yeah, not really a cider, but like what I could really use is a Red Bull. But I'm not going to have a Red Bull.
We can
So
go
instead
and...
of, no, you don't say we can go and get a Red Bull.
No, we can go and have a drink and see if the seat's inside. It's just such a nice evening,
It is, yeah.
which is why it's all full outside.
Yeah. No, it's just like, it's stupid because the alcoholic part of the drink, I don't care about.
You just want the ice.
I like the idea right now of like an icy, slightly fizzy drink
Go and ask them for some ice.
and some fizz. Even a lemonade would be good. It's really just that, you know how like when a fizzy drink is like a little more satisfying?
You think it's quenching your thirst more, even though it probably isn't.
Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But, you know, all it should really do is cause you to yawn and possibly increase
burp.
global warming a little bit. So after that tangent,
So the Leek Branch, we were just coming along and it was really nice. Like it's just the perfect summer evening actually. And I was like, oh, it's really nice this cruising at night because you just don't meet any boats. So then you go around the corner and there was this boat trying to turn around in the winding hole.
yeah, and I felt bad for him because he was being nice and said, well, why don't you go first?
Yeah.
And I was going to say, well, you know, nah, that's okay. But then I heard something slip in his gearbox and I was like, yeah, I'll go ahead.
I don't want to get stuck.
Yeah, and then he was like, my gearbox slipped. And I'm like, yeah, I think of it. Sounded like something went thunk in the wrong way. So he was able to get back into gear, but he was moving pretty slow.
And there are actually some really nice moorings just before the junction because you're a little bit higher up there and you've got all the views of the hills and stuff. But we came down the 3 locks and I remember going past this mooring twice the other day
Yeah.
when we tried to do Frog Hall the first time and thinking how nice it was.
What was this pub called? Denford Hollybush, the Hollybush, yeah. So this one, the Hollybush, the pub behind us, was recommended by a viewer, and that was the other reason where I was like, when we passed before, it just looks nice.
Yeah,
it's
it
kind of
does.
nicely situated.
Actually, the first time we passed, we were so hot, and it was
Yeah.
just like,
That would be so nice, but we were there too early.
yeah, wasn't it?
So, yeah, if a table opens up and we can see that a table opens up, we might walk over and get a drink or something. Otherwise, we'll just have a nice meal at home, and tomorrow morning head on down.
Yeah, I'm really glad we did this.
Yeah.
Oh, when you first suggested it, I was like, are you crazy?
If we can make it down through the river section before any serious rain
Yeah.
begins.
And back before any seriously rain.
Yeah. So I'm just like, if we can get closer to there, then we can do the river section relatively quickly. Take our time getting all the way down, take our time getting back, come back up the river section. You know, so tomorrow's going to be kind of a down and back.
Yeah.
But as far as I'm concerned, as soon as we are off the river section,
We can
we've
do what
solved
we want.
most of our problems.
Well, yeah, until the next appointment.
Yeah, yeah. But luckily we've got nothing
2 weeks.
for a couple of weeks. So we've got, from here, we've got freedom to move. And I'd really like to take a whack at getting through the tunnel. I don't think we're going to make it. I think our solar panels would have to be disassembled and...
Let's just see what happens when we get there.
Yeah. So, should we just do the thanks for watching thing, or is there anything else specifically to talk about? Oh, we did meet those boaters. You were talking to them before I did the 90 degree.
Yeah, I think they're in the pub. They were, because you do this big loop. So we're actually where we were like an hour ago. 'cause of
Yeah,
that
we
loop.
were
Where
there.
did we come?
We were up there.
Oh, it came that way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because there's the thing. So yeah, they Yeah, they were like, oh, we're just going to that pub down there. And then an hour.
That's the aqueduct. We were there. Not
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, so we were there,
And they said
going that way, and then we came back down.
they were walking down to the pub. And they've probably had their drink and gone back, and it's taken us like an hour to come down here.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I like their boat, though. It was called Hang Loose. So it was like, cool. So thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up if you liked all that prattling on I just did. Comment down below if you didn't. Subscribe if you want to hear more, and hit notifications if you're really keen. Good?
Yeah.
All right.
If you're weeing on your lead, George, you'll be in so much trouble.
If you're weeing on your ball, George, you're going to be in so much trouble. Never wee on your ball, people. Because then you end up having to pick your ball up in your mouth, and it tastes like wee. Like we said, the visitor moorings after Bridge 9 are lovely and peaceful, but they're... Like we said, the visitor moorings after Bridge 9 are lovely and peaceful, but they're... Like we said, the bridge... This is weird. Like we said, the visitor moorings after Bridge 9 are lovely and peaceful, but they're... Back through the big houses with the canal side gardens. What?
We go through them.
Oh. Sorry. Back past the big houses. Rather than going up to the winding hole like last time, I make the sharp turn and John? Rather than going up the winding hole like last time.
You go up the winding hole.
That sounds pretty bad. Especially with John. Rather than going up to...
Oh my god.
I'm trying. Sorry. Stop laughing. Stop laughing.
Well, let me get to bed early tonight and none of this
Fair enough.
sitting up till midnight and malarkey.
Okay. Admittedly, that's not all my fault.
It is.
Isn't? You like to binge watch TV too?
You've taken, yeah, but I'm falling asleep. We finished the binge watch. Then you're pottering around for the next hour doing stuff.
Joe's taken to listening to podcasts to fall asleep, which can be kind of cool, except for she falls asleep within like 15 seconds, which means that the next time she wants to fall asleep, it's the same podcast going over the same section. So I'm like, what actually happens to that guy? Because we're at like 13 passes on the same episode, and I don't know what happens to that guy. So, it's like California guy, and he was like, dude, boat, dude. Never actually learned how to surf.
You're right, Michael, you just said we're 7 minutes in and now you're talking about surfing.
No, that's true. Quick story. When I moved into California and took an apartment of my own, it came with a surfboard. It was one of these big foam surfboards. I was like, I'm going to learn how to surf. So I took it down the first day. I was like walking down the beach and everything, no shoes on, everything, looking totally cool, carrying this big foam surfboard and everything. Got down to the water, put the surfboard out, went out, tried to get on top of it, instantly inverted myself, nearly drowned. Surfboard never came out again.
Last time I tried to surf, I got a nosebleed.
No. Wasn't a shark attack. So, thanks for watching. Give us a thumbs up if you liked all of that prattling on I just did. Comment down below. That's the other one, right? So.